Good evening. Welcome to Casually FC. Apologies that we are late. That's totally on me. I was just in a KDB salad debate for about an hour on the Judge Mo channel. But yeah, I want to thank you for starting with us. We're going to obviously review and go through the Chelsea 1 Fulham 0 game. I'm here with obviously Afcon Prime and Afcon Oliver with us as well. So it's all good. Before we go ahead, like and share the video. Subscribe, please. We're on the road to 2,400, I believe. We want to get to 3,000 very shortly. And also, if you want to join as a member, there are 3 levels to join that. You can choose any one of them to be on. And let's go ahead. So we have another win today, which is very good. We had obviously Chelsea 1, Fulham 0. We'll go through it bit by bit. Just your overall, have a short overall view of the game, Prime, and then Oliver. What did you think, Prime, overall of the game? Prime.
Oh, me?
You're the only person.
The game. That first half was a mess. God, it's been so long now. That first half was a mess. Fortunate that we got the penalty. I think it was a bit of like over dramatics from Sterling, to be fair, but we got the penalty, sorted it away, and I think we needed that because going into the game at 0-0, I don't see how we would have won the game in the second half. Because Poch would not have made any sort of like tactical tweak. We come out in the second half. Madueke comes on. He had a good game. Chilwell came on at left wing. I keep telling you guys. I told people on Lewis's channel repeatedly that Chilwell is going to be playing at left wing. That people were telling me that, oh no, but he was benched before he got injured, yada yada yada. Now, Chilwell, like if Chilwell didn't get injured, Poch would have brought him back in eventually into the team. Like Chilwell, for some reason, is Poch's left winger. I don't know why. People were thinking that we had switched to a back 3 to see out the game. At no point in that game did we switch to a back 3. Even when Gilchrist came on, we still played with a flat 4. Cole was at left back and Chilwell was pressed up high up the field. I don't get what he's trying to do. There's no real sense to anything. There's no real tactical shape. I think Fulham, played well against us. They were missing kind of that final ball. Etheridge had a brilliant game in goal, in my opinion. Yeah, it's just frustrating because like it's another game we win just off of individual brilliance, and if not for that, I don't remember any sort of like big chance we like created really in the game, or any sort of tactical tweak Poch made to help us in the game. Like it's just the same repeated thing over and over and over, and it's so frustrating because there's real talent in this team that if we had a proper coach, we could actually see it start to, flourish. And we cannot continue over the rest of the season. We cannot continue to have to lay our laurels on Cole Palmer potentially turning up. We saw that against Middlesbrough midweek. Even though I think he had a very good game against Middlesbrough, but the chances he had, he didn't take them, and we end up losing the game. Why should all of our hopes be on a kid? Well, all due respect to him, he's very talented, brilliant, but Chelsea are not the club where all our hopes should be rested on a youngster. You've seen how that has panned out for Man United this past decade, with having all their hopes on Marcus Rashford. We've seen how it's panned out with Arsenal over the past 3-4 years, having all their hopes resting on Bukayo Saka. That's not how you build a team, especially when you're a big club. You can't have unless your youngster is like Messi, he shouldn't be the main guy. But yeah, sorry, I'm rambling. That's my thoughts.
All right, go on, Oliver. Your overall thoughts of the game, and we'll delve into it a bit deeper. So, what were your impressions?
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same tune as Prime with the whole individual brilliance thing, though. Starting to get pretty tiring, the fact that we don't have a setup that can create these kind of chances. I give Cole Palmer the credit because he played the ball to Sterling. He did like this disguised pass just from that edge of the penalty area, and then Sterling obviously won the penalty. I thought it was a penalty. I'd have to disagree with Prime on that one, but it is what it is. We get the penalty and he scores it. That's fair enough. I just think overall we were pretty fortunate in that game. Number one, because we have a player like Cole Palmer that can do that sort of thing and get the team into a position where A, we should be scoring, or B, they can get fouled to win a penalty. And the other reason we're fortunate is because Anthony Taylor decided to have mercy on us today and not send Malo Gusto off for serious foul play. So, and at the end of the day,
it was shit.
And at the end of the day, it was, yeah, I know, but that was the big moment, Chris. And at the end of the day, the whole game, particularly near the end, just felt like a struggle. We eventually ended up going to a back five with 4 centre backs, and it was just a bit shambolic. But apart from that, I guess we take the win. But we need to see improvements quickly, because if we play like that against Middlesbrough in the second leg of the cup round of the cup tie, then we're going to go out.
And Chris, what was your overall impression of the game before we go deeper into it?
For me, honestly, like, the game was even. We should have walked away without maybe a draw. Like, Fulham deserved probably a draw at that game as well. Like, we both shit. Like, but the reason why I felt like Chelsea is pretty much shit anyway is because Broja at top, he couldn't hold up the ball at all. Like, he was costing us many times, I thought, like, holding up that ball. Like, he couldn't link up, he couldn't do all this, like, just pass it. He just couldn't do nothing. So I felt like Broja was one of the main reasons why we couldn't attack anything. Like, I don't want to see what game we got next? You said Middlesbrough. Is that actually next game? Yeah. I don't want to see Broja playing that next game. I'd rather play Washington. I know, like, Washington's young, like he's 18, 19, but Broja just offers nothing. If Broja doesn't get goals, what does Broja even offer as a player? He doesn't offer a link up. He doesn't hold up, like, even the ball that well. He doesn't, like, he can't even pass out there, like, when he's on the ball. Like, he doesn't, I don't want Broja no more on this team. I actually want him sold in January. I was thinking about, well, we might have to hold out on Broja for, like, till summer, but I'd actually sell Broja in the January, because that guy sucks. That guy is shit. I didn't really rate him that much before, like, at Southampton, but given that chance, doesn't ACL like stop him holding up the ball? I don't think so. An ACL does stop that anyway, as far as I'm aware. Anyway, the ACL really hinders his speed and running speed and how he runs, but I don't think it holds up like hold up play. But yeah, I felt like Sterling was also awful as well, but winning the penalty, that's the only thing he offered us today. Cole Palmer is actually our best attacker by far. No one else in the attack was doing anything, to be honest. Anyway, Gallagher was obviously awful as well. Enzo and Caicedo, I thought that's pretty good. Obviously, Enzo is the better midfielder out of the two, but I thought Caicedo was doing pretty well at doing the tackling and all that, and Enzo on the ball and passing was actually pretty good. So, they're the ones who was carrying the team for me today, and our defense was all right, but Petrovic had to do one good save, I think. Like, it wasn't a whole lot he had to do, but he did his job. So yeah, the game was shit, but at least we got the result, I guess. Quick and what I thought.
All right. So overall impressions of the game. I thought we were very static, very slow movement in the first half. Probably about that one bit of brilliance from Cole Palmer. We slid the ball in for Sterling. It's probably the only thing we actually really did in the first half. It was a penalty. Yeah. I don't have any doubts about that. Whatever you think about it, I do think it was a penalty. Penalty was dispatched. Second half, I think we played a bit better. Couldn't really take our shots or anything like that. Broja, I don't know why, he was on his right foot in the penalty area in the second half. He didn't shoot. He tried to drag it back onto his left for some ungodly reason. Sterling hit the post, but it would have been offside. Gallagher hit the post, and I think Noni had a chance. My own impressions of that really falls again on the manager, in terms of, I don't blame him for the misses or anything like that. His in-game management for me stinks His substitutions are momentum killers. They don't help at all. Chilwell on at left wing slows that he doesn't learn because he dropped him before he was injured at left wing because it wasn't working. And he brings him back again at left wing, which shows he's not learning or he's just too arrogant to admit that he's wrong, one or the other. We went to a back five in the end, and we arguably got worse defensively when we went to a back five. We ended up clearing it like we were Sunday League footballers. I thought, like I said, like Cole Palmer, first half, apart from that great, he had a great pass, but apart from that, I didn't think Cole Palmer was outstanding. Second half, I thought he was better with his touches and stuff like that. Like I said, Broha is not a level of footballer that you want to lead the line. He's just not good enough for me, and that's a problem because we don't have anyone else at this time. And amazingly, I thought we actually missed Jackson today. I thought he would have done a lot better, but we'll see what it comes to. But let's see Sterling. Apart from the penalty, I know it's an important part, but apart from the penalty, he was again not good. My agenda will run. I'm starting to do now that Saka is just a younger version of Sterling, so I will run that from now on. But let's talk about the man who's arguably our player of the season, not the golden retriever as the captain's armband, but the actual guy who is our player of the season, and it's not even close. Cole Palmer. Now, I'm not saying it was even his best game today because he's had better games. Like against Luton, he had a better game. But I just thought he was just outstanding today. The way he's actually just come into this team, and it's actually made a reflection on the other players as well, how bad they've been, that they've allowed this guy to come in and actually basically be the main man for the team. I thought the second half, he really took the game to Fulham. I know he didn't have any chance to do anything like that, but I just thought some of his touches, some of his skill was just excellent. And we really need to get this guy some help, or the other could really need to stand up because he is putting everyone to shame at this moment, especially this season. He really is. And that 45 million is looking like a snip at this moment in time. He is what people said Kai Havertz was. He's exactly he's the same sort of frame and build as Kai Havertz, but he's actually better. I think, was it 15, 16 GNA now in all comps, something like that?
He has 9 goals in the Premier League and 4 assists, in the Premier League. I'm not sure about the other competitions if you're talking about them, but he's got.
I think he's got like a couple of
in 15, 14 games or whatever, he's got like a 13 GNA as a right winger, and it really shows like how we're lacking on the other sides, like as a 10, because we have Gallagher there who ain't gonna be really getting goals or assists like that. And that's where I felt like Cole Palmer needs help. He actually needs a natural 10 next to him. If you want like Navy to help him out, it's probably like, obviously we can't play in QQ, but like I felt like we could have played Cole Palmer as a 10 today, Navy, Madueke on the right, and I felt like it should be Mudryk on the left, but obviously Sterling.
We have just had Carney Chukwuemeka come back as well. He came off the bench today.
Yeah,
so that's an option.
He got garbage minutes.
But let's be real, Poch ain't gonna do that, is he? He wants to keep Gallagher, and he's probably gonna want to keep Caicedo and Enzo, obviously, because they're 2 great midfielders, and they should stay as a 6. That should stay, but he ain't gonna replace Gallagher over Carney, is he? Even though Carney was showing pretty good levels early on before his injury, but like, it's not gonna help Cole Palmer out. And what else doesn't help Cole Palmer is probably Broja. Like, it's gonna be all on Cole Palmer to do it really, because Broja is not gonna really do much as a striker to help Cole Palmer. So, yeah, like Cole Palmer is obviously, if you're talking about today, actually, like all his touches is brilliant. I saw like replays of like his touches where. One of them, obviously, I remember seeing it live, like where he flicked it on and moved it forward. But one of them where, like, I think a defender booed it to him. He just flicked up in the air and it went, like, I don't know, 40 yards high. And he still had control of it, like, when it landed. So, yeah, like, that guy's got a magic touch on him, actually. And, yeah, he's been one of the best attackers in the Premier League. Not Chelsea. He's been one of the best attackers in the Premier League, easily, I think.
He's been one of the best young attackers in Europe. What's the stat? Yeah. He's the second. He's got the second highest output of the under-21 attackers in Europe outside of Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, do we dare to say Ballon d'Or future winner?
No. But he better be fucking Chelsea player this season. Not even a contender, but actual.
Give
player.
it Gallagher.
I swear to God. I won't even be surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Thank you very much, Noah. I do appreciate that. Boho, yeah, but let's stick. We can go through different players. Let's stick with Cole Palmer for the time being. So, I just like you said, the way he's just come in and he's been playing for us for that old saying. He's been playing for us for years. It's just, I mean, like City fans will be a bit bitter because they say, "Oh yeah, he wasn't going to get a game and stuff like that." Well, that's fine. Your loss is our gain. You know what I mean? 45 million, and then people criticise us for our transfers. That's probably going to be the best bit of business they do at the moment. Is Cole Palmer. I mean, 45 million nowadays is a snip. And I know people are going to say, "Well, he wasn't really starting to City." That's fine, but you know what I mean. I think we will. My fear for Cole Palmer is, I think someone said it before. It might be you, Chris. And if it's not, then it might be obviously someone else. That we don't do what Arsenal done on Saka with this kid. That we actually, you know what I mean. That we actually don't overplay him and don't, have to play him in every competition. The problem is we need to win the other competition, so he's going to play and climb up the table. So my hoping is that going forward, even from this summer, that we start getting adequate. Or people start building minutes up. He starts using Madueke properly and stuff like that, and Carney gets a run so you can interchange and like drop them in and out and stuff like that. But he was just, very good. Prime, what did you think of Cole Palmer and just how he's just stepped up this season?
I love it.
You're the only Prime, by the way, on the panel.
Cole Palmer, I love it. Last season for City, after they'd won the title, he played a few games at the end of the season, and
55.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wait, can you guys hear me?
Andrew's just quickly named you.
I think he's trying to catch me out or something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. When he played a few games for City near the end of the season, or at the end of the season, I kind of liked what I saw him coming, playing in the games. He didn't look anywhere as good as he looks now, but I kind of liked what I saw. I remember I was speaking with Daps, and I think he was saying that, like, yeah, but Palmer doesn't necessarily look ready yet and stuff like that. And then I saw him this season in the Community Shield when he came off the bench and he scored against Arsenal. He played in the Super Cup and he scored off the bench there as well. And I thought he would, with Mahrez gone now, I thought he would stay at City and get more game time and really stake that claim on that right wing. So it really surprised me that he was looking for a move and he ended up coming to us. I did not think he would have anywhere near this massive impact straight away. I talk a lot about how, even though I have a lot of criticism towards even our worst players like Gallagher or Colwell or Broha, in a way I kind of have sympathy for them because our team's not being coached properly. I talk a lot about how, Caicedo, how he's left on an island on his own in midfield. We talk about how Enzo's not being used properly. If we had a proper coach, how much we could get out of these players. I mean, Palmer should be part of that conversation. We should be talking about Palmer and saying there's talent there, but if we had a proper coach, how much we could get out of him. Palmer looks like he's still being coached by Pep. He just looks so brilliant, and Chelsea fans trying to put him in conversations with saying he's better than Saka and stuff. Let's not do that. Let's just leave Palmer alone and let him develop. I don't want to do to Palmer what Man United fans did with Rashford, and they threw him into conversations with Mbappe and saw how that worked out. I don't want to do to Palmer what Arsenal fans did to Saka. Do you guys not remember the past few seasons? It's always been, this season it's been Saka is better than Salah. Last season it was Saka's better than Foden. The season beforehand it was Saka's better than Mahrez. Leave Palmer alone, let him play, let him develop. Hopefully he has a brilliant second half of the season. Will he get into that England squad? I don't know. I hope he doesn't.
On the bench at least.
I don't want him in the England squad. I want him to have a brilliant summer where he can rest and he goes again next season. And as Chelsea, continue to develop and we get better and we end up being, a title challenging team, a title winning team, hopefully Palmer can be a massive part of that, and his level and standard will continue to raise as this team continues to raise. But yeah, I completely love Cole Palmer. Chelsea, people love to compare and say Palmer is what we thought Havertz would be.
Yeah.
No, I say Palmer is what we expected or what we thought Ziyech would be. This wizard off the right wing with a wand of a left foot who takes games by the scruff of the neck. And not sole creator, but is our main creator. He steps up in big games when we need him to. And people can talk about it. He has a lot of penalties, but if you don't have, like, penalties are part of the game. If we take away penalties from Henry, how many goals does he really have? If we take away penalties from Lampard, how many goals does he really have? No, let's not do that.
You know what, Prime?
Big part of the game.
Prime, that penalty thing cracks me up. You just mentioned Saka there. If penalties were so easy, Saka would have a Premier League title and a European Championship.
So
they're not easy, yeah. Not all the time.
A couple of things. So, you know, Galadino is a troll account when he pops up and quotes something like this. You know what I mean? When he pops up, he has to go chill when he praises Gallagher all the time. And second of all, my thing now, like I said about, I don't know if you heard, Prime, it's nothing to do with Saka and Palmer now. I'm going to wind Arsenal fans up by saying Saka is just a younger BTEC version of Sterling. That's what I'm going to say right now. So that would be going forward.
Yeah, but I mean, like for me, I'm just like, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but like they're brilliant players. I'm sick of the comparison, especially like they're so young. Like the people like back in 2021. Back in December 2021 or November 2021, I remember Chelsea and Arsenal fans were doing Havertz v. Emile Smith Rowe debates. You know?
Yeah, or Mount versus Smith Rowe. I remember that.
Yeah, Mount versus Smith Rowe debates. And now all of a sudden, both of those players are not good. So, like, let's just let these players develop and see where they could, you know, be. I mean, I'm assuming Palmer will continue to, like, develop into a wonderful player. Is he generational? No, he's nowhere near.
No Chelsea fans actually said that. Even the show.
No, I know. But that's like the rhetoric from like Arsenal fans because
Kai Havertz got that word given instantly.
Arsenal fans get triggered when Palmer performs well, and they always have to throw in the Saka stuff. And I'm just like, let other fan bases cast up their youngsters and call them generational. Let's just enjoy the talent that we have. You know, like I love Palmer, and I hope he becomes a wonderful player for Chelsea. I don't care about the England stuff, whether he's in the squad or not for them. But for a Chelsea perspective, I hope he has a wonderful career, man. I really like you. People know, Andrew. You know, I don't rate youngsters. I really rate Cole Palmer.
Yeah, and just the gathering. Palmer scored 9 goals all in the league. 5 of them have been penalties. 4 of them have been not penalties. So it's not 90%, is it? Come on, let's do the math here, okay? He's got 5 penalties and scored all 5. That's the only thing. He scored 9, so it's not 90%.
How many goals he got all comps? I think it's like 12 or 11, isn't it? 11? 10?
He's only scored 9 for Chelsea. Unless you count the 2 he scored.
He did score one.
I don't count the Community Shield one because it's not.
He scored in the Club World Cup.
Super Cup, right? He scored in the Super Cup. No, he didn't. No, not the Club World
Cup.
Okay,
that's
Super Cup.
Super Cup. My bad. Yeah, I was gonna say. I wonder if I know this might put a spotlight on him. I just wonder if Chelsea got the better youth academy player from City. You know, so we take their scraps and all that, but like, I know how good Foden.
Better than who? Phil Foden.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that. No. Let's not do that.
You never know. In a couple of years' time, we'll see what happens.
In a couple of years, let's see what happens. But
Foden. No, I'm not saying he's better than Foden now. Like Foden's obviously a level ahead of him.
All I'm gonna say in the meantime, though, is that what was it in? I think it was 2021 or 2022. Foden won the Premier League Young Player of the Season on 9 goals and 5 assists. Palmer has 9 and 4.
9 and 8, right? It's got 9 and 8 or something.
Yeah.
No, 9 and 4 and no.
Yeah, in the Premier League, 9 and 4. Yeah.
And we're halfway through the season.
Palmer's the second highest, not goal scorer, but GNA youngster in Europe, behind Bellingham.
Yeah. So he's got overall for us. He's got 15 GNA because he's got 2 assists in the League Cup as well and 4 assists in there. So yeah, he's on 15 GNA in 21 games he's played for us this season. That's
Yeah.
just.
Oh, can I just say this?
That's not even bantering us. That's just outstanding in any team.
And can I just say this? Arsenal, particularly Arsenal fans, because I'm seeing it from particularly, Andrew, the terrace group chat, that guy, Matt, who was getting very triggered today, right?
He said
something like, it just goes to show a squad player at City goes to Chelsea and becomes their best player, which is very funny to me because I remember last season, Arsenal bought squad players in Jesus and Zinchenko, and they became
their best players.
And led them to a title challenge. So it just goes to show.
It's funny. They bought squad players and they're not their best players. So I don't know what that.
They bought our squad player. They bought our dead player as well. Havertz.
Yeah. So.
But I just love Cole Palmer, man.
Who are you talking about? Are you talking about Palmer? Can't be talking about Palmer, right? Let me know if you're talking about Palmer because that doesn't make any sense. Who's he talking about? Hang on. What are you on about?
What I like about Palmer is, right, the guy's. If you look at him, right, he's so tall and skinny, and if you look at him, you would imagine that he would look kind of awkward on the ball. But when you watch him play, I don't want to use the word silky, but he's just so smooth and so cool when he's on the ball. It's just bring him better attackers, surround him with talent or with a better coach, because if we have
this argument doesn't.
I can just imagine
this argument doesn't fly physically with him. He doesn't get pushed off the ball a lot. He's very physically strong, and he's pasty as well. So the argument doesn't fly. You're looking at him because he's skinny, and you would naturally think, oh, he's a bit slender of frame. But those type of players, I mean, look at Peter Crouch. Kai Havertz to a certain extent isn't. It's hard to push off the ball sometimes. So it's one of those.
Kai Havertz is not, for example, Kai Havertz is tall, lanky, and skinny. He looks his frame. Palmer isn't. He is deceptive. Maybe tall and skinny, but he's so deceptive.
No one's bigging up Palmer into the overall, in some, even the big accounts. I've not really seen anyone big him up and go, he's this, this, and this, because it's lazy analysis. Skolix is right. City gave him an ultimatum because he wanted to go out on loan. Okay, he wanted to get on loan, but they said it's either going to be sold or you stay, and he chose to leave, and that's to our benefit. So he chose to leave. Very physically strong. When Jolinton gets a hold of him, Kai will body due to. Oh, whatever. Okay, sure. CNAC in the building. Thank you very much, CNAC, as well. Big supporter. But yeah, so Ahmed, you there?
Yes, I am. Sorry, bro, for being so late.
We were late anyway. We started at 11.
Oh, fair enough then.
Yeah, so we were late anyway. That's my fault. So don't worry about it.
There we go.
I don't know if you've done a video yet of your own.
No. I was today. I was really busy today, so I'm gonna have to probably do it tomorrow. So.
No problem. So what are your overall? I take it you guys watched it in the Discord.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is your overall impression of the game, and then just Cole Palmer?
My overall impression of the game is that it's these type of games that are saving this guy. We weren't. You're right, and I feel like we didn't. We didn't really play that great. I think certain players obviously had their game today. I think Enzo had a pretty good performance, I would say personally. In general, the defense, bro, they look like they're scared of each other. I don't know, man. Are they shook with each other? Have they been, been fighting each other, stuff like that? I don't know what's been going on down there. Literally, it was like there's a lot of havoc going on in the back. In terms of the attack, my goodness me, man, bro, man, he might look like what might happen if I was playing at IRL football at that level.
I don't think you'd get body disease as him, man.
Listen, I don't know, bro. It was like watching rugby.
We were just talking about Palmer being deceptive. Bro's just the opposite. Well, he's deceptive in the other way. He looks like he's the guy that can hold it up.
You know, my theory on Burrow, which I'll discuss later, is he is a confidence player, and he had it knocked out of him midweek because he didn't start. That's my thing about him.
Oh, okay. I don't know how. That's fair enough then. You know what? That's
He's not been managed properly, which we'll go into later.
Which I do agree. Actually, that one I do kind of agree with what Surfer is saying. And
Wait,
what,
Chelsea not being managed properly? Wow,
I know.
shock horror.
Listen, man. Right now, Chelsea, man. They at the end of the day, bro, we managed to fluke the 1-0. You know, we had Chilwell left wing again today.
We'll discuss that later. We'll discuss that.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry, bro.
No,
yeah.
That's a whole different,
okay.
different conversation.
Oh, fair enough, bro.
But just a brief summary about the game and then Cole Palmer.
Okay. In general, though, shit game.
Yeah.
But fluke the 1-0. You know what I mean? Another patch performance. That's what I like to call it. That's the best way to put it. Patch performance, 1-0. It is what it is, man. But hey, in terms of Cole Palmer, again, I think Cole Palmer, very good on the ball, technically. We've seen some of the moves that he's able to make at the end of the day, whether they like to admit or not. Now, listen, you know, we can cuss people out for penalties, but listen, man, we were hyping up my boy, Jorginho, when he was scoring those pens, you know what I mean? And he was winning games for us.
Yeah.
Listen, at the end of the day, bro, scoring penalties is not that easy, bro. Salah's missing them for fun. He's missed like 4 out of his last 6.
He's actually missed a fair few this season, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, at the end of the day, bro, penalties still equal goals. Now, people may say it's a stat padding or whatever you want to call it.
Sorry, can I just stop you? Just a collective fuck you, Jez.
Fuck you, Jez.
But thank you for joining. It's collective.
Yeah,
so continue.
Yeah, man. I hear you, bro. I feel like people a lot of the time just want to be, oh, he's scoring penalties, therefore, you know what I mean? He's not really scoring real goals. He scored real goals too.
And don't rate Frank Lampard. And don't claim our first Champions League win then if you don't rate.
That's what I'm saying, man. It just feels like, you know, a lot of the time people just want to be haters, man. Listen, he's got 9 goals and 4 assists. He's been one of our arguably our best attacker in
no doubt. No
doubt. Okay,
consistent as well.
Consistent as well. So listen, you know what I mean? We shouldn't be hating on the ones that are consistent. We should be hating on the ones that we know are inconsistent.
We'll get onto that because
that's what we're about.
Last few appearances from him, I know he's had a couple of stats that help him, but overall, I think his performance has been rubbish, and that's sterling. But just on a sidetrack, it popped up.
Can I just quickly ask?
Hang on,
why do people?
Big up to A. Solomon, member for 3 months. Thank you very much, sir. Marshall, appreciate the rest of the guys as well. So good job. Round of applause, guys, for A. Solomon. There we go. 3 months. Thank you very much, sir. So he's put in. So we'll answer this. So, who do you guys think is our most important signing from the summer so far? Gusto, Petrovic, Palmer for me, to be honest. Now, is that your, Solomon, put another message in, is that your in order or you just randomly just
Gusto's technically not a summer, he's January.
Yeah,
technically.
Yeah,
if you want to go technical, yeah.
But it's like let's say
he came in summer, didn't he?
Let's say new player from the summer. So we'll technically take him as a
player from the then, yeah.
I think Petrovic is a distant third in that because we didn't know about him and he's only really coming into it at the moment. Gusto, very good. But for me, it's. Do you know what? Gusto's got a very good claim actually because he's been left and right.
GPS as well, 20-something.
Palmer, but the most important thing is getting goals, isn't it? So it's like, so Palmer is random. Okay, so that's his random order.
The problem is,
we'll
bro,
discuss,
you know what?
we'll discuss Gusto's potential for the red later. So we'll discuss that later. But for me, it's Palmer. I don't know about you guys. We'll start with Ahmed. Who do you think?
I think actually, I'll be honest, bro. It may actually be. I think Gusto for me, and the reason why I would say that personally is the issue surrounding what we've had in that position, particularly with how much of a world-class player we actually have, who's sadly who's become injury prone. We've been able to bring in someone, if someone like him, a gem like him, and for the price we brought him for, guys, which is 29 or 30 million, and the performances he's given, and how he's improving defensively and going forward, bro. I'll be honest, bro. It's kind of crazy that we've been able to have like an adequate, if not a soon-to-be, hopefully, what's it called, equal to Reece James, in my personal opinion. Honestly, I don't know about you guys. Like Petrovic for me is a great buy, but he's almost like a Mendy buy, in my personal opinion, where it was down to good scouting that we were able to get him.
Yeah, I everyone's waiting on it. They're waiting for that first mistake, and they're waiting to see how he reacts after that first mistake. That's what it is, right? We're waiting for that. Really, Mendy had a few, like at the start, I think he gave away a couple of penalties or something like that. But then
his kicking was awful.
Yeah,
he nearly kicked the ball into his own net against United. I remember that one.
And Atletico Madrid. That was twice at the start. I was scared.
So, Brian, what do you think out of those three? What's been the most important signing from the summer so far? Like new players, etc. Out of those three.
Listen, everyone knows that I'm king leader of Malo Gusto Hive. But I want to go with Petrovic. Like,
okay.
We knew Gusto was a talent, and we also knew Palmer was a talent. Even though we didn't expect Palmer to be this good and this important for us, but we always knew he was a talent. I think with Petrovic, the fact that he's came in goal and he's been so calming to our defense. There's been no problems. I don't think he's made any mistakes or not anything that I've remembered or it's been too major. People can talk about it's a recency bias of a Mendy thing. I don't think it is, because the thing with Mendy, when he first signed that first half season under Frank, he was kind of a bit up and down and shaky. He only really got better and drastically improved under Tuchel during that Champions League campaign.
So did the other players.
Yeah, that's also true. So with Mendy, we could use kind of his form due to Champions League Tuchel tax. But with Petrovic, the fact that again, I and other Chelsea fans, you guys, we keep talking about how these players are not being coached properly. That also goes with Petrovic. He's not, because we saw with Sanchez, he was continuously being instructed to play out of the back, even though in certain situations it didn't make sense. Petrovic, he's been a calming presence. He can play out if needs be, but he knows when to just kick it along. I think he's been a brilliant signing. Is he going to be the goalkeeper for us long term? Probably not. He still has a lot to show and a lot to prove. But as of right now, when I look at other positions we need to sign, we need a left back possibly. We definitely need a striker. We need a winger. We do not need a goalkeeper for another season or two. I'm completely fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of saves today. Obviously, in the first half in the corner. I do think that second one may be a bit overrated. That save for me, it seemed that the shot wasn't for me that hard. I don't know.
Was it one shot near him? Because there was a shot
there was a shot in the first half. It was sort of near post, and I think he saved it with his legs. And then the second, the second half is I don't know if it's a placement more again, because it looked like he battered it out a bit. Look, he made that save. That save made the shot look a lot harder than it was in terms of power, right? And
he's doing a bit of the Arsenal. He's doing the Arsenal guy, the Arsenal goalkeeper. What's his name?
Yeah. But
Telegraph, you know what I mean? The camera say. But the camera
before we go to Oliver and then Chris and their things, I just want to say, like I said before, I think everyone's waiting for that first mistake from Petrovic. Hope it doesn't happen, by the way. But and seeing what his reaction is to that. And also, when Sanchez is fit, all eyes will be on Poch. Because of right now, Sanchez doesn't deserve to be back in this team, because Petrovic hasn't made any costly mistakes at all and looks comfortable. Even his kicking, I don't mind his kicking. I'd rather that kicking than Sanchez's style that nearly cost him a few goals this season, by the way. People forget about that. People forget about that. Is anyone expecting him to make a mistake? I think it's overrated anyway. But Oliver, then Chris, these three, what are you saying? Or do you have maybe even a surprise one that pops up?
No, it's pretty much in the order. No, not in the order it's here. So my number 3 would be Petrovic. I think he's been really good when he's come in, but the fact of the matter is he just hasn't played enough games this season, and that's not through the fact that he hasn't deserved to. That's because of Poch keeping Sanchez in there until he physically couldn't continue. And I also keep him at number 3 because we say as an important signing, I don't trust Pochettino to keep him in the team, so it limits how influential we can be, because he's just going to go back to the bench whenever Sanchez comes back in. So Petrovic number 3, number 2 Gusto. Sort of similar reason with Petrovic. The first reason I said because he hasn't played as much as you'd expect because he did pick up that injury not too long ago, and there was obviously the red card suspension as well. But when he has played, he's been great. And with Palmer, it's basically you're combining the performances with the availability and the consistency. So, nothing more from me. I'll hand it to Chris now.
Just before Chris goes on, I will say Petrovic did secure us 3 points against Luton with that save that they tipped onto the bar. I will say that. That was
yes.
That was when I said I don't like really traits of. I don't any goalkeeper. I know I tweeted it, so I'm a bit hypocritical right now. And I said like there's traits of Czech. Like Sean said, that is when I talk about goalkeepers, that's the type of goalkeeper that I want in terms of he doesn't really have to do anything for like 89 minutes, and then pops up and makes a save like that. That's what I'm talking about. I don't really want my goalkeeper tested. Like I don't really having like I don't want my goalkeeper ever being man of the match. Yeah, that seems my team's been shit. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
It is nice to see keeping that man of the match. But
goalkeeper for me being your goalkeeper being man of the match means the rest of your team you've had a negative game. Unless you go down to like 10 or 9.
We literally used to make fun of United with De Gea getting the player of the season.
He got player of the year for 4 years in a row. Yeah.
It can happen. You look at Alisson and Courtois in the final Champions League.
That's what I said. Yeah. Alisson is for me. Alisson, he's done it this season against Palace. The only reason they beat Palace was because of Alisson. He made those 2 saves. Do you know what I mean? So that's the reason. But Chris, go on. What's your?
I was going to say about Petrovic, if Pochettino honestly takes him out as soon as Sanchez comes back, I'm going to just call Pochettino terrorist Pochettino or something because he is a terrorist if he does that. Because honestly, Petrovic, fucking hell, I couldn't say his name for a second. He's done nothing wrong. His kicking's been near perfect in a way. And he's been saving a lot of good shots. He's not even letting a goal really where like, oh, that should be saved. I see Sanchez this season. Okay, I'm probably going off a little bit long, but yeah, my number 1 is probably the guy I said we shouldn't sign is Cole Palmer. I'm gonna put that on the board because I am happy to admit I am fully wrong about that.
Everyone raised their eyebrows a bit.
Yeah. I called. I think someone. What's his name? Alex Goldberg, clueless. So you.
Oh yeah, you quote tweeted him.
Yeah, and he found me up. Yeah. But yeah, he's actually saved us, man. He saved us, and I didn't see it coming. But yeah, I'm gonna put number 1 mainly because of that as well. Gusto as well. Yeah, he's probably number 2, and Petrovic is number 3. But yeah, all 3 unreal, man.
Yeah.
For the prices and all that.
So let's move on. I think what would be the more to me, I think we have to be fair. Gusto, that challenge. To me, that's on par, even maybe worse than the Villa one, where he got sent off for. In my opinion, I thought it was a red. I thought he was very lucky to escape that. That just proves that VAR, it's not the system. It's just about who's running it at the end of the day, in their opinion. That's all VAR is. But I thought we were lucky to get away with that, even with Anthony Taylor there. I thought we were very lucky, and he's got to learn from that and time the tackles better, because that's now the second one this season, and he could have cost himself like 6 games as well as he's been out injured. And then we started looking about not talking about his injuries, but his actual suspensions, like they do Romero and stuff like that. But what did everyone think about that? Because I know there's a bit of controversy in terms of whether someone thought that was not a red, or someone's go, oh, it's an orange. No, it's a yellow or red. None of this mixing the colour shit.
It's most definitely.
So what did you think, Ahmed? What did you think about when you first saw it and then you saw it the replay? What did you think? Yourself?
I generally thought it was another red. Like I can't remember the one. The other red against obviously had Aston Villa, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he got sent off. That was VAR. Remember, he got a yellow.
VAR, yeah.
And that was,
this one, I thought was going to be VAR straight away. Like it was, and like I just think for me again with Gusto, sometimes you can get in the moment. He clearly was kind of like pissed off from like the previous attack failing, and then he kind of like lost the discipline there. So again, you just need to make sure that he gets the idea that got to remain cool, calm, collected, and make sure to maintain your discipline. Attacks are gonna fail, so it is what it is, man. But I understand, man. At Chelsea, they fail a bit more regularly than others.
Just in the chat, what did you think in the chat? Just put red or yellow or something like that.
Yeah.
And Prime, what did you think of it? The actual challenge itself. Did you think it was a red?
I'll be honest. I have not seen the challenge.
No, you didn't see it. Okay, all right.
No, I didn't. I went to get I was watching the game. I watched the full game, but I went to get like a glass of water, so I missed that challenge, and I haven't seen the replay. I've seen the screenshot. So yeah, I guess I don't know. I guess it looks bad, but considering how inconsistent refereeing decisions are, I don't get the outrage from people. I don't get why people are outraged that it's not a red when we've seen similar challenges like that, sometimes not being given. It just is what it is. Just people should just get over it.
Yeah. No. Anyone else want to chime in?
I was gonna say before, I thought that challenge was actually worse than the one against Aston Villa, because the one at Aston Villa he slipped over the boy, so I kind of understand how it happened, but this one wasn't even slipping over the ball. He just caught the ankle, and he got lucky with it. Red card easily. But yeah, at least he got away with this one. There's some times where we get wrongly red carded in the past, and where we just get red carded. So the game's the game.
I think I'll just add, I agree it's red. I just do think, I think it's kind of ironic. It's a bit of turnabout's fair play with how, obviously, when we went to Craven Cottage earlier in the season, and Vinicius Jr. should have been sent off for violent conduct.
Oh, yes.
And he stayed on the pitch.
Yeah.
So, I guess we're even on that one,
No, I totally understand that. Yeah, I forgot about that. Fair about his turn players. Straight red, a bit mixed during the chat there. You think it's a marked man now, Gathering? I don't know. He doesn't know because the problem is he's not doing it every week. He's not doing it every week. That's the thing. So, I mean, I think it's 4 months in between these challenges, so it's not as if he's doing it every week or something like that. Right. So I think we're all in agreement. It was a bit red. Prime hasn't seen it yet, so it's one of those things. For me, it was a red. We're lucky, but hey, do you know what? That's the way it goes. We're going to be unlucky with a challenge we don't think is a red, and we're going to get that during the season. Do you know what I mean? We had it. We had a few reds this season, right? I think Gallagher's been sent once, right? Gusto. Is that
twice.
Has he been sent? No, he's not been sent twice.
I'm trying to think. I swear we have someone in there, and I just can't think of it.
Well, Gallagher got one against Brighton, right? And then Gusto got one against Villa.
Yeah.
Reece James against Newcastle.
Reece James against Newcastle.
I knew there was one somewhere.
That was it. Yeah.
That was a week before the Gallagher one.
I actually missed that game because I wasn't.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah, you're right. No, you're absolutely right.
It was actually 2 games in a row. Our captain's been sent off for second yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, because he was moaning. That was right. Okay, let's move on. So, Enzo and Caicedo, as our fans like to focus on, or obviously because it's in transfer terms, it's over £200 million midfield. Now, this is where we can't be, not here, but Chelsea fans can't be hypocrites by saying they didn't play well against the position you thought was lower, but then if they do play well, then go, oh, it's only this team, something like that. When really we saw the week before or 2 weeks before with Arsenal away to Fulham, how this Fulham team played against the Arsenal team with a £105 million midfielder in it called Declan Rice. So let's separate the two. I'm going to start off with Caicedo. For me, he's still too isolated a bit, even though Enzo was a bit closer to him this game. I think he's still trying to figure out himself how to play that role. You can see sometimes his passing is very telegraphed. You know where he's going to pass it. It's also a bit too safe. And everything like that. But I thought he did good today. Enzo, I thought, was very good today on both sides of the pitch. Very good defensively. Someone was on a chat earlier and someone said, "Oh, he hasn't got a." Do you see the way that Enzo puffs out in the last 30 minutes? I swear he's running up and down that pitch in the last few minutes of the game and stuff like that today. But I think though, what you could see, and again, we have to always question this because Poch's in charge. If you put them closer together like they were today, you're probably going to get more performances like this, even if it's against Fulham. Remember, it's a Fulham side that's taken 4 points off Arsenal this season. All right? So it's something not to be sniffed at. They battered West Ham 5-0 a few weeks ago. So what do you guys think about them individually, as together? Yeah, and overall, we'll start with Chris. We'll go to reverse order. So go on, Chris.
I think we should be doing that a lot more now, because we've seen Pochettino obviously be messing ends as a 10 or whatever. Now we're seeing a bit of like more consistently at the 2-6s. I think they're actually getting a bit of a rhythm out of him, and it's showing. Enzo's third man of match of the season now. Like he's actually getting a few man of matches. Actually, I think that just shows that the rest of the team sometimes like they're not performing. So Enzo's obviously the highlight of the game. But yeah, Enzo today, he was like whipping the balls in and passing it really well. Even defensively, he was just everywhere, aggressive as well. Caicedo, yeah, like on the ball, he's great. He's really good on the ball, actually, very good. And even tackling, yeah, he's another guy who can do putting tackles in and actually like do a good job at that. Both actually probably ran the show today for us, to be honest, like in that whole team, them two together. But yeah, that's about it really with them two. Is that today or just in general?
No, I mean, what did you think about like today individually going forward? Obviously, we've got a question.
Like you said,
Poch is in charge, so you know.
Going forward, like we talk about, like Enzo being messed around is too much this season. Pochettino,
Right.
he needs to stop that nonsense where he plays him as a 10. He can't play a 10. It doesn't suit him. It doesn't look right when he plays a 10. When he's playing as a 6 or an 8 with Caicedo, they work really well together, and that's where you got to keep it. No, none of this bullshit. Oh, I have to fit Gallagher in or whatever. Like I understand the odd games you got to like bring on Ukachuku or anyone else like as a 6, you know, like the rotate and all that. But like keep them two as the consistent 6s. Easy, it's as simple as that. Like it's the two midfielders I really wanted in this midfield for like start of the season. I really wanted Caicedo to add to that Enzo pivot anyway. Like if we played a 4-2-3-1. So yeah, it's a brilliant midfield if you keep it like
that. Yeah, Oliver, what do you think?
Yeah, you definitely need to play them close together. I mean, that's particularly is going to get the best out of Caicedo. No, there's been too many games this season where he's literally looking 50 yards for his nearest teammate, and whereas at Brighton he couldn't shake McAllister or Gross away from him in that sense. And like I just think like they had good games today. I didn't have a problem with any of them really. The real thing is just the major tactical faults in this team. Well, not I don't even know if it's tactical to an extent, because like I see the reluctance from Thiago Silva to break the lines and play a ball straight into midfield when we have two players there. We have two players there that can definitely deal with it. We've seen them do it at different clubs. We've seen them do it in moments at Chelsea. It's just not been that consistency because they don't get the opportunity to do it. Whereas Sarsi's a bit more willing to do that. So I think taking more risks in the build-up will definitely get us up the pitch faster, and therefore maybe they get a few more assists to please the stats merchants and all that. So
yeah,
I'm just looking at the manager really. They were fine today. I had no problems.
Yeah, I think you're right. This team has gone back to not counter-attacking like it has done previously seasons, which annoys me. It's very slow build-up again. But yeah, that's just a different topic. Prime, what do you think of the costliest pivot in recent modern football history?
Yeah, I think in terms of like how they've been all season or this game.
Individually, no. Just we know all seasons it's been mixed, but today, as individually together. Going forward, not going forward as in on the pitch, but going forward as in.
I think they're slowly, I guess, kind of building an understanding or a partnership. I mean, obviously, it helps when they're not being forced to, split between themselves, or one's being played out of position in order to, throw in a dog in midfield. I think Enzo, he played very well today. I think definitely our man of the match. And I think he carried on his performance from Middlesbrough. If people don't remember, before he came off in the second half, he was having a brilliant game and he was growing into it. And it looked like with him on the field, we would have found some sort of a solution to break them down and get a goal. But, he got hooked and the game played out how it played out. But yeah, I think Enzo had a brilliant game. think Caicedo was also good today as well. I think he was brilliant against Middlesbrough. It's unfortunate that because with him, people are judging him as a DM when he's not a defensive midfielder. You know, Oliver, when he was playing at Brighton, he was playing in a twin pivot with McAllister, and we've seen McAllister at Liverpool. Certain Liverpool fans, like Ryan, talking about McAllister not having a good season because he's being forced to play out of position as a DM, and that is not his role. But yeah, again, I keep saying this: give me a better coach, give me a better manager, and we'll actually see these players start to flourish.
Yeah, I can't fault anything that you said there. I agree. I'm not. Yeah, I thought like I said before, we can't be hypocrites like some of this fan base is and have a go at them when they think they haven't played well because it's the opposition, because it's against the opposition, and then when they do play well, go well, it's only Fulham. Like I said, Declan Rice has come up short against these guys on 2 occasions. He's £105 million midfield, so he lost and he drew, right? So
they lost 2-1.
Ahmed, what do you think? What do you think?
I think for me overall, Inter definitely had a good game. I would say Caicedo had an average game, which is something that I would echo again. It's just again, with him, there's someone else that's playing his role currently. But it is what it is, really. We just got to move on that one. I think the midfield did their job today. I'll be honest. They gave Paulinho and I've got the other and Kenny a good one for their money. They were able to, sort of control the game. I would say also than usual. So, hey man, win-win overall.
No, I agree. Yeah, I mean, it's a win-win overall. Let's see if, like I said, because there's a big asterisk like with all these players because they're managed by Poch. So it's like we've already seen it. He's gone back to Cahill at left wing. I'll probably go back to Sanchez in goal. And he'll probably go back to playing Enzo as a 10 and Carney won't even get any minutes.
He's a terrorist if he does that.
He's a terrorist today because he put Chill on it.
But like if he takes that poor Petrovic after like how well he's done, like that, I feel bad for Petrovic and annoyed we literally lost out a good keeper because this guy's deciding to fuck around. At this point, I'm convinced he just came here for shits and giggles and fuck up Chelsea's season. Because he maybe hates Chelsea.
Ultimate inside man.
I would think he's an inside man at that point if he does that instantly with Sanchez. What are you doing?
Just quickly, EP. I didn't say Caicedo, but I said he had an average game. Having an average game doesn't mean you played bad. It doesn't mean you just did your job. You know what I mean?
It's like okay, yeah, like it's something like that.
I think you're right. I think you're right. To me, I mean, you're right. Yeah, he did his job. Didn't really get caught out much. I didn't think a couple of misplaced passes maybe, but the stats will have to do that. Other than that, he did what is the defensive midfielder is everything's been so highlighted by Rodri now that you have to do Rodri levels in terms of being a DM midfielder to play to be credited and stuff like that. And some of them aren't gonna be able to meet that. So, but let's switch around to a couple of players that maybe over the last few weeks, maybe the last few games, definitely have needed. So what do you think about these two? Sterling, Gallagher. So I listen. I know it's people are going to say, "Oh, hi Peter, thanks for joining us." I know people are going to say, "Oh yeah, why are you picking on Gallagher and he hit the post and stuff like that?" But man, he just for me just runs around like a kid is hyped up on sugar. Do you know what I mean?
But that's what they like.
I know
that's what they like at the stadium, which is crazy. Like, unironically, I had a friend of mine who went to the game today, and he said to me they were pissed off because apparently Enzo doesn't run. Stop run. Like, what does that mean? Run.
Enzo ran.
Ahmed, I saw Pies say the same thing about the Matthew Harding.
Bro, like.
Oh, side note. You home fans, you're a disgrace to atmosphere today. Absolute disgrace.
Also, Andrew, do you see them singing Willian's "We Hate Tottenham" song on the corner? Yeah. It's like, wait for after the game, man.
Fuck them. These guys.
I know.
Fuck them. absolute pissed. It was like a fucking. I've seen more atmosphere in an autopsy than today, man. It's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, you people that don't go to games, you don't understand. You know what? I made more noise watching the game than actually than you guys at the stadium. I know Fata was probably that. Listen, like I said, Gallagher, Sterling. We'll go with Peter because he's just joined us. What did you think, Peter? And over everything today, what do you think?
My overarching thoughts on today?
Yeah, and if you want to go into certain players and stuff like that.
Sure. Shout out to everybody. I'm watching the real sports, so sorry for being tardy.
Oh, damn! It's playoffs. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. The Browns are down. The Browns are down 45-14 in the fourth quarter.
What? Who they playing?
The Texans.
Oh my God.
Wacko,
sorry, that's NFL talk for you guys. Sorry about that. That's just. Oh my! I totally forgot. Hang on, go on, Peter. You go ahead.
He's two big sixes. But as far as my thoughts on today, I think today was one of probably our best game in terms of reacting out of possession that I've seen from us all season. I liked how the gaps between our midfielders were small. I liked how we weren't all on the same lines, making it easy to play through us. I thought our center backs were more accomplished today, stepping into midfield to win the ball when they needed to. I thought our fullbacks defended the wide area as well. That being said, in their third, I thought we were poor.
Okay.
Like it looked like some of the Tuchel games where you didn't feel like we were going to concede, but you didn't even know how we were going to score. But I've talked about this all season. I think when you know that you're going to walk out of a game with the clean sheet, all you need is one or two moments from your better players to make the difference and reward you with all the points. And that's ultimately what happened today. I don't like the last 15 minutes. I don't like the intent showed behind like subbing on Chilwell and subbing on whoever else came on at that moment.
That killed all momentum.
I don't like being reactive because we're not a team that defends our box well. Like it would be one thing if we were the like Juve classic back three who could just deal with low and high crosses all day and be totally comfortable sitting 5 yards above their own box. But for whatever reason, when any team just starts pumping balls into the box, we just get progressively worse and worse at dealing with it. And you saw in stoppage time, Fulham almost created an equalizer out of just jumping and hoofing the ball in the box. It's not even like they really did anything. If you guys want to complain about our attack being blunted, that's completely fine. I think most of our front four players had poor games. But the great thing about what happened today is you just need one moment to make a difference. Palmer played a great disguised pass. Sterling absolutely made the correct decision cutting in on his left because he's opening up a much better shot for himself if he doesn't get fouled. It's a clear penalty, and Palmer took the penalty well. You could say you want to see more from our attacking players, and that's fine. To an extent, I don't like Broya in the first half trying to play as like Drogba hold-up man in the channels. I thought the approach in the second half just kind of staying in the box and trying to poach. Yes, he missed the cross from Gusto. He completely swung and missed. But those are the areas I'd rather see our striker in a game like this where a team are going to play a mid to low block and just not really press us too much and wait for transitional moments. Like, I thought our approach today was fine. I don't know why people are so upset at what they saw today. I actually don't get it. If we put 15 more of these performances down in the Prem, we make European football. I really don't get it. Like, because when we were scoring all the goals in the late fall, early winter, we were also conceding all sorts of goals, guys. Like, we are a committed team, whether you guys want to admit it or not. We cannot completely lock the door defensively and commit numbers to attack and take crazy risks and just reap the rewards. That's not how our team is set up. That's not where we're at, okay?
Everyone loves stats, right? I don't know if anyone heard this on the TV today. So that's our first clean sheet in 13, I think, whether it's league or cup games. It's also our first clean sheet at Stamford Bridge in the league since Luton.
Yeah.
Anyone guess when that Luton game was?
That was at the start of the season.
September?
That was in August.
Well, we did keep one against Sheffield
my.
United.
Yeah.
We kept one against Sheffield United, so that's our third clean sheet.
Yeah, that game. I forgot
Yeah,
that one.
that's our first, so it's
3 home clean sheets in 11.
3 home clean sheets. So we haven't like done it in quite a while. So no, it's like I keep saying, I don't blame Poch for the misses the guys had and Broja's dumbass decision in the second half to not shoot on his right foot and try and put it on his left. Bozo. When he had the free open goal and stuff like that. It's just, I think, Peter, that the main thing for me, that last 5 minutes when he went to a back 5 and we were just like clearing it like we're playing Sunday.
Oh yeah, up until that point we were good. After that,
it's
we
his
were
subs. It's his sub. It's his in-game management. It just stinks.
Mhm.
It just it
And the
subs. I
thing
mean, that's just. Oh, Scott's here by the way. All right, Scott.
Even with his subs, even if it's the right sub, it's the wrong person coming off, or it's like for the wrong.
Yeah.
It's like the timing's wrong. Like the Madueke sub.
Can't he get in garbage minutes in NBA? You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like
but like Madueke coming on was good, and he brought him on for Broja, which was bad because you took off our only focal point.
yeah.
Like Palmer was still good as a false 9, but he could have done everything he did as at the 10.
Yeah.
You just
You know
take
what that
Gallagher.
is?
He
You
was
know what that
offering
is,
nothing.
Scott? Ultimately, Poch prioritizes whatever Gallagher brings in that moment over having that focal point. The natural change that seemed so obvious to me, and I really thought he was going to make it today, so maybe I'm a fucking idiot. But Gallagher, yes, in that right, like sort of triangle with Gusto and Palmer, he's okay, but he's very limited. We could have moved Palmer inside. If Madueke wants to play as a 10, fine, completely fine. But we took Broja off the pitch when he was finally like sort of getting involved and trying to be on the end of chances. I don't understand it. I don't get it. And I don't like the go to a back 5 or put Chilwell on the pit. If you want to say we didn't go to a 5 when Chilwell came on, fine, whatever.
We
But
didn't.
I don't understand the point of putting Chilwell in that role. Don't get that. Because he's not the kind of person who's going to carry the ball 70 yards and get your team up the pitch and use his fantastic bursts of athleticism and quickness to change a game.
No.
No, we went to the back 5 when Gilchrist came on. He was signalling with his hand to the rest of the team to go to a 5.
If you go on the average positions of the players, like even with the subs, like Chilwell was the furthest player forward based on average positions. Like you could see when we were lining up, Colwell was still left back, Chilwell was further forward. Like he did it again. Like we joked about it and everything, and he actually did it. And like, what can you really say? And yeah, it's just poor decisions in game. Like because up until that point, like even after that, what I don't understand as well, right, with the whole back 5 thing and like the decision making is we were like not in control, but we were still like attacking well when we had opportunities to get at Fulham. Like they were gettable, like easily like easy for us to get at. Excuse me, is what I'm trying to say. This game, and they weren't really threatening. Like they threatened first half, I thought. Second half, I don't think they really threatened that much.
No, not at all.
I think the most threats came from free kicks.
Yeah, like kind of set pieces and free kicks and stuff like that, which is
really
normal.
Pissed me off that one Anthony Taylor gave after he gave the advantage and then the shot, and then he drags it all the way back. Really pissed me off.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't hate that call, but I hate that I never see that. Besides today,
It's not consistent. It's not consistent.
I
That's
like
what it
in
is.
a vacuum. I think he made the correct decision, but we've never seen that actually play out in a Prem game like that.
But if it's gone out for a corner, would he called it back for free kick then? No.
It is what
He's
I'm
just taking
saying.
it, right? So it's like it's not consistent, and that's what it's like. I think Poch is, if he actually stopped getting his way, this job is quite easy for him to do. If he picks the players that play in their actual positions, and his in-game management, which is a big thing, it's like I just sit there and I go, that game. For about 80 minutes, even at say that Petrovich in the second half, I was very comfortable. Like I was like more comfortable than I've been this season. People might disagree because it was only 1-0, but I didn't really until they started getting those free kicks over and that. And then, like you said, we started making those subs and he went to back five and then we were clearing it like we're playing Sunday League football. Like, and it was hoofing. It was just, it's one of those that really just stop you going, Poch had a good game. Because I thought, actually, ironically, I thought we played better in the second half than the first half.
Oh, same. I think the same thing. Like, I think we were better in the second half.
Very unusual, because he usually
going to straight haram football. Yes.
Yeah, and like I think if you look at the second half, I think certain people definitely improved. I think Colwell's second half was a lot more was a lot better in terms of the way he was like defending and his decision making and what he was. I thought he was solid in the second half, especially. And for me, the moment, Andrew, I agree with you. The moment that happened for me is when Chilwell came on.
Oh, momentum killed the way.
And it's not because it was nothing to do with Chilwell. It's just the fact you brought
different change. You put Colwell, you put Palmer in the false nine or whatever, and it just killed it. It just killed the momentum of the attack.
I have been critical of this guy more than most. If you guys paid attention to things that I've said here, right? But I don't understand why, if you want to make changes in your front positions, I don't understand not replacing a Sterling, who I'm going to be honest, I'm not taking off the pitch to begin with. But if you're going to do it,
I'll be honest, he needed to come off here today. He was fucking garbage. Like, outside of the penalty, which was soft at best, he was garbage today.
You do have Mudryk, if you
like, if you're going to do it, that's what I'm saying. Like, Mudryk is right there.
He's a better replacement in
Chilwell. The main reason, Scott, once I saw low balls like flashing across the box and actual numbers in the box, I was thinking, hey, Sterling's going to get on the end of these or on the end of one of these, and we'll see what happens. Tete came across and actually made a ridiculous block on one of them.
He did. That was very good. Yeah.
Well, like, you see it, like, I saw it happening. I'm not saying he was playing great, so he needs to stay on the pitch. It's more so in that specific moment, there's things that I see happening, and there's like avenues for us to score, which really just looks like, hey, get the ball wide to Gusto, keep it simple, use his best attribute, get a couple of numbers in the box, and play the percentages.
Well, ironically, I think Peter is better at the false nine than Palmer is. We saw under Tuchel, he was better as the false nine when he first started.
He's better arriving into the box, being away from the play, than having.
No, if you're going to pick one of those two to play a false nine, I think Sterling is better than Palmer. If you're going to use them,
he kept doing that. The thing with Sterling today as well that was annoying me. Like, I know it worked for the penalty, but he kept like going into that position as well, in centrally where Broja was like meant to be, and it just completely like congested that central area. Like, he kept doing it all the time for like no reason at times.
But you know, the overall issue with Sterling is, I think this season he's better on the right. The problem is Palmer plays on the right.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like,
for me,
you're picking Palmer because ironically this season he's been the most consistent performer of the attackers, right? Ironically. But then you're shifting Sterling onto the left, which then doesn't make sense because if you think about Sterling's overall career at City, he was better on the left. But then we're talking about City, so you have to take, bits and pieces from there. You know,
this gets solved very easily if we just change one thing, guys.
Go on.
Put Conor on the bench. You're able to play Cole Palmer in his most natural position. You're able to play Raheem Sterling in his most effective position for us if you want, and if you want to keep him on the left, totally fine. Madueke, who I thought had a really good cameo.
Yes.
I was really impressed. I've seen a lot. I've actually feel like I've seen more from him recently than obviously we were seeing earlier in the season. Like, I just think the fix, the quote unquote fix or the obvious change is kind of being flirted around. Like, no disrespect to Chilwell, but I don't see what asking him to perform that role is really giving us as a team that we didn't already have.
But that's the thing though, isn't it? Because everyone keeps forgetting this. He dropped him before he got injured. So he knew it didn't work. He dropped him before he got injured. He got injured and he's forced to drop him. So he's gone back to a thing he noticed and corrected, but he's gone back to it. That's his first opportunity. And that's the problem. People are so frustrated because it's like, how come you noticed that? You dropped Chilwell before he got injured. You didn't pick him, But then as soon as he's back, your first bit is not even to go 5 at the back right away when he comes on, because that would be more understandable. But to play him at left wing and then do a back 5, which is just the frustrating part.
You know, but the thing is, we've seen it already throughout his whole tenure at Chelsea. He will fix a problem, but he'll create a new problem. He's just creating himself. So he's just creating himself a new problem that he thinks is working. I don't know. I'm still yet to understand.
But he noticed it wasn't. That's the most. That's the most frustrating part. He noticed it wasn't, and made the change.
I know, sir. I just think I don't understand what he sees in Chilwell as a left winger. Like, I don't see him going into space. All I see him do, even if you would say anything about him being like a left winger or left mid, is that he obviously hugs the what's it called, the line. But other than that, bro, he's not. But he does that as a fullback anyway. So like, I'm not sure what I'm getting at. He doesn't even cross like he used to either. So like, it baffles me, man. Honestly, that one baffles me personally.
Which is why we said earlier, even if Petrovic doesn't make a mistake, I think he's sticking Sanchez back in. Pause. So it's just one of those. You know what I mean? It's like,
if he does
I will get Scott's overall thoughts about everything in a second. But that's the thing. I wasn't mad about his starting lineup today whatsoever. I wasn't mad about it.
Nope.
The thing aside, though, my problem with what I said to you, Ahmed, about Broho and his management, is he killed this kid's confidence. Last week he scored against Preston. I know it's against Preston, people say that, but you saw a difference when Broho scored. It looked like 100 pounds of shit had been lifted from his shoulder and he could move again because he looked like a different player. His reward against another championship team, oh no, I'll just drop you. I'll just drop you and I'll bring you on when we don't even play to your strengths or what should be your strengths. And then I'll throw you in today, which is just, it's just so good. He did it with Mudryk again when, I know Mudryk's had better, but when Mudryk was slowly getting into a bit of form or playing okay.
He arguably did it today with Madueke.
He didn't matter. Why did Madueke
today?
Dropped?
He was the best winger against Middlesbrough, right? Yeah.
He took off Enzo and fucking Madueke midweek when Sterling and Gallagher was stinking up the place. But then that's what I'm talking about. This is what's so frustrating about it. It's just, I think the fixes are very, apart from the finishing, that's not on him, that's on the players. But they're so minute, I think, to those little changes. If he doesn't do them, that, like Peter said, I'm not talking about title challenge. I'm not even talking about top 4. I'm talking comfortably finishing 6 without any problems, right? He could just do that, but he just seems to go, hold my beer, I'm going to do something to mess it up. Do you know what I mean? It's just never consistent.
I have a question. It's to all of you.
We'll do this and then we'll go to Scott's overall.
Real quick. So we know that Chilwell can run again. He can play.
For now.
He's our vice captain. We know however we feel about that, it is what it is.
No, I'm just remember I said to you in the summer when they said, oh, James is the first captain, Chilwell's the vice. I said, who's third and fourth choice? Because those two are making it through the whole season.
So with our next game, bearing in mind we're 1-0 down against Borough. So one of these things cannot happen, right? Gallagher cannot play number 10. Sterling cannot play. And Chilwell cannot play left wing because we know Palmer's playing unless we want to go false 9 from the start. You guys think that he goes false 9 from the start to accommodate playing Chilwell left wing?
You've said that now. I wouldn't put it past him. You said that now. I wouldn't put it past him. I didn't even think of that.
I think it's going to happen.
I think it is. I think you're right. Because you know why? I think they'll play some type of behind the doors friendly because it's like 10 days now or 11 days now to the game. I think they'll play a behind the doors friendly. He'll pick that team he's going to start. And I think you're right. I think he'll start with Chilwell at left wing. Because we know Cole was playing left back. That's for sure.
Would you
go from that? So yeah, I agree. I don't know.
Would you actually start Chilwell as a left back in the Middlesbrough game and either play Cole as a centre back or just leave him on the bench? Because he's attacking ability, he's obviously
I personally wouldn't disrupt a back 4 that just kept a clean sheet.
That's true.
More solid than they have in a minute. But if I had to make one change to the back 4, Chilwell left back instead of Colwell, I guess it'd be fine.
Ironically, he didn't actually make a change to the defence on midweek because usually he changes the centre-back partnership every fucking game. He didn't do it this time, which is ironic.
Next game.
You know, I don't know how far Badashile's away from it. He might make a change there, but no, I wouldn't. I like Peter says. I would. I know Scott's probably. I think I heard Scott say he would, but I don't know. He might not need to because Chill will probably start at left wing. That's probably why he won't change it. But Scott, what did you think overall? Your own thoughts? Like, I don't know if you're on Lewis's stream today, or I might have missed it. But
yeah,
your overall thoughts on everything you've seen today?
I'm glad we got the win. First of all,
most important.
However, the performance was piss poor again. You could count the number of players that played well today, I thought, on one hand, and you wouldn't run out of fingers, or you wouldn't use the whole hand. I just think too many things. There's just too many things for me that like aren't working. Whether that be down to some of the players, some of the things the manager is doing. Yeah, just not good enough, really. And it's annoying because, like I said earlier, I felt like we were in control in terms of, like, especially second half. I don't think we gave Fulham a lot. It's just what annoyed me the most is we could have killed that. We could have got 3 goals in that game, the way we were playing. And instead of trying to capitalize on that, like, I think our clearest chance outside of the penalty came in like the 90th minute when Noni took a shot. Outside of that, it's
Gallagher hit the post.
Oh yeah. Even so, what was that? That was like.
Yeah, and I don't count the Sterling one because that was offside. So
yeah.
Would have been.
You had the Sterling one, you had the Broja one, which is a half chance at best.
But you had that header in the first half, didn't you?
We just didn't create anything, which is annoying. But like, I still felt as though we could. Palmer was playing excellently. I thought. Actually, let me tell you about what I said. I think there are actually quite a few like more good performances than I made out. It's just, it's all kind of like. It's just kind of, for me, it's a bit tainted in a way because I look at like Enzo, for example. Man of the match today was great. The way I see people see people speak about him online, and the more I think about it, so much of what he was doing today for me felt like he was doing it on instinct. He was taking it into his own account to do things rather than tactical.
I think he had enough.
I think he has had enough as well, and I'm glad he has. Because
I think he's had enough. I think he's had enough. Like whether he goes online or hears it in the crowd. Once again, that home crowd today was a disgrace. Like I say, I could hear fucking 10,000 pins drop, let alone one in that fucking library today. But yeah, I think he's had enough. I think he's had enough of the manager. I think he's just playing now. Today it was like that. If that is the case, that's the Enzo Fernandez you want. That's the Enzo Fernandez you want. He had a load of misplaced passes. I couldn't give a fuck. Defensively, he was sound today. Made a very good few blocks, and he was closer to Caicedo than even Poch has tried to play them this season. So, I more of that, more players like that. I want more that he's got that attitude. We saw it early in the season when he like told Sterling to fuck off when he tried to get the penalty off of Palmer. I want more of that. That should be your skipper right there. That should be your captain right there. So,
exactly.
You know, not this fucking greyhound cross Labrador up there. You know, fucking hell, can beat what is good because he can beat a bleep test. Once again, the commentary today in England, off the ball stuff credited for. He's elite at running.
Joe Cole said he was outstanding somehow.
He's a footballer. He should be running. You don't credit. Listen, you know who gets credit for running? Because that's the only job. Usain Bolt gets credit for running because he's the fastest man ever. All right, not someone who gets paid just run around the field. You want to praise people? Go to your local park and praise the Sunday league teams who run around. Fucking English bias makes me sick. Again, sorry, tangent over. Go on, stop.
Oh no, I agree, and just like it's just just for me, it just wasn't convincing. Like I'm happy, as I said, with some of the performances, it just wasn't convincing, and I'm just some of the some of the players today in terms of this. Why I won't put it on Poch, but like, well, to an extent I won't because he plays some of them. Like Sterling today, I said garbage. Like I don't care about the penalty, and I'll be honest, it was soft at best. Like I'm glad we got it, but it's incredibly soft. But today looked like he couldn't be bothered. Like looked like he didn't care. Looked like he could not be bothered to be there. And I just didn't think he was good enough at all. And I expect much better from a guy who's meant to be the senior player in the team in terms of after Silva, obviously. Broja wasn't great. Apparently, someone said on the stream earlier that on Lewis's stream earlier that Poch said they're still managing his minutes.
I don't know what this guy said. Yesterday he was talking about Nkunku not being ready, and today apparently he's come and said Nkunku might be here for the next game. I don't know what this guy's talking about. Talking about fucking results that didn't happen. I don't know what this guy's talking about half the time. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I wouldn't take. You know what? If he told me it was raining outside, I'd check. Do you know what I mean? No, told me what was black and was white, I'd double check. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I wouldn't take anything from this guy. He's fighting for his job.
But yeah, and just not. It just wasn't great, as I said. Just wasn't good enough for me in any respect. And I just want to take this. No, I don't have to praise Gallagher for this. I don't have to praise Gallagher for this at all.
You will see, guys. If Carney,
Andrew, I have to say he was fucking garbage today. My Lord Jesus Christ! And by the way, to people that watched the stream that we did yesterday, that we did on the channel yesterday, me and Peter were talking about pressing, and so I decided this game because I'd noticed it a little bit in recent games, but I hadn't really focused on it heavily. I decided to focus on our pressing today, our pressing structure, who presses where. Oh my Lord Jesus Christ. Our pressing structure is awful. Like, it's some of the worst I've ever seen. Like, there's number one, there is no structure. Number two, there's not a single person cutting off passing lanes. More often than not, our striker isn't the one that initiates the press, like we were talking about yesterday. There was one point I saw Palmer initiate the press, and then the ball went to the player that he would have been marking had he not initiated the press. Gallagher pressed the goalkeeper at one point for no reason out of midfield, and left a gaping hole in midfield that luckily Middlesbrough didn't exploit. Not Middlesbrough, Fulham didn't exploit. Like, didn't
he do like a header or something that stopped the counter attack or something? He headed it, just went right up in the air when Broho or someone was going to get it. Oh my
I can't remember, but like this guy is terrible. And yeah, the way we press is god awful. Like if that's the way we're going to press, if Broja can't press, don't press.
None of this, please. Football is a worldwide game. Let's not use this thing. Go watch it because you're somewhere else. Let's not do this. Football is a worldwide game. Okay, all opinions are welcome, no matter where you're from. All right, unless you like Gallagher. No, only joking. But like, yeah, none of this. Go watch it in your own country and all this crap. Let's not do this. Listen. We may swear a lot and stuff like that, but let's just keep it above board. All right, let's just keep it above board. Go on, Scott. Sorry.
But yeah, like just the way we press in general, the way we're set up is abysmal. Is absolutely god awful. And I noticed that today, especially there was multiple points I saw Caicedo being the one to initiate the press. Like he was the first man pressing out of midfield. That's our DM pressing out of midfield, pressing the centre backs. There was a moment I saw Silva press the centre backs.
I think I saw Sassy up there at one point in the first.
No, it was Colwell. Colwell was up there at one point on the edge of the box, taking a shot with his right foot. Like, okay, okay, that's where you want Colwell.
Hey man, he tried it. I don't hate it.
Actually, do you know what? I'm gonna like big up Jimmy Spliff, and he's right. I'm only grading Colwell as a left back this season. I thought he actually had a very decent game, even a very good game defensively. I don't think he was troubled that much from a couple of times in the first half they went past him, but I don't think he was troubled, even like when Willian and that Cordova Reed or whatever his name is was on. I thought he was okay. I actually saw him go up the field. Reed. I actually saw him go up the field a couple of times. So,
yeah, he was facing Harry Wilson, to be honest. And Harry Wilson, he's more so of a guy that looks for the space, and he's got that,
Yeah, he's not really a traditional winger or a wide player. Yeah, I know he plays a bit like that for Wales or something, but it's one of those.
I think our back six, like our pivot and our defenders, out of possession, were excellent today.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to say. You took Scott and Peter. What did you think of do you think that Gusto was a red card?
No.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Different opinion. Okay, Peter, because I think most of us say it was. Why didn't you think it was a red card?
It looks crazy, but it's not like he's like covering crazy ground and like his body's out of control to lunge into a challenge. It does look bad because he's like stepping down to try and win the ball, and a person's raising their foot to win the ball. Like, it looks crazy in slow-mo, but I just wouldn't. I don't like those being given as long as the challenges are being made under like his body was like the challenge was made within the silhouette of his shoulders, right?
Mm.
So like, he didn't look out of control making it. Would I have just made that challenge if I was him? No, I would have just let them have the ball.
Right.
Do I condone just diving in and putting studs on people? No. But we've seen it given before, but that's not something I
You've
like.
seen it given against him before.
Yes,
Against
that's
Villa.
not something I like seeing being given. But I mean, if you want to say it is,
Could you understand? Could you
off for
understand?
it?
Could you understand if it was given as a red?
Yeah, if it's the kind of thing where if it's given, it's not going to get overturned.
You've not got much argument though, have you? Really, if it's given. Do you know what I
No,
mean? It's
like either way, it's like, all right. But it's like,
Um,
should you be doing that? Probably not.
That's why I keep saying,
Nah,
don't blame the VR system. Blame whoever's running it, because their opinion may be different from the guy at Villa's one. It obviously was. But it's good. God, what did you think?
Yeah.
You said yes, didn't you?
I thought it was a red just because I don't think it was. It's a difficult one because I watched it back a couple of times and it's not like he doesn't
It's
go
late.
over the ball. I think that's what saves him. The only thing I can think of that saves him outside of the VAR assistant being incompetent is that he doesn't go over the ball. Like, because the one he did against Villa, he went over the ball into the ankle, whereas this one he goes through the ball. Like he gets nuts on the ball and then it gets deflected away, and then he goes through. What I will say is, with the positioning of it, that is a challenge that could very easily have broken ankle and or shin. So like that's where I think it might be a red card.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Listen,
I was going to ask something.
I think we got, in my opinion, we got lucky, but hey, it swings and roundabouts. Right?
Yes,
Could
like-
be one where we're not lucky and we're going to all like go "Roar!" like that and stuff like that. But like someone said, I think Oliver said it in the reverse game. That their Fulham forward should have got sent off for clubbing Thiago Silva in the back of the head in the second half. So swings and roundabouts. Well, let's finish off so now we don't have a game against till Middlesbrough.
Thank God.
We're now in the lofty heights of at the moment of 8th, hoping Spurs do us a favour against Man United. Everyone hope if you're not asthmatic, take your inhaler right now because we haven't been in 8th for like 18 months or so.
Really?
It's been nearly that long. It's been over a year. It's been well over a year. So,
Well, we're guaranteed at least.
How
the good
will
news,
the mighty
guys,
have fallen, eh?
the good news is we're guaranteed at least 9th now. We're not going to be in the bottom mid.
that's true because Newcastle
Yes.
lost.
We've gained a position for sure.
So what are we?
We're not guaranteed anything.
No, we're not.
Well, yeah.
This we're not guaranteeing anything. That's what I'm saying.
I know
So
who we have next in the Premier League.
how are we feeling? Is everyone confident that we're going to get through against Middlesbrough?
No.
No?
Absolutely not.
I am confident still because we're at home this time and I think we'll do it over there. But by a high score, no.
Absolutely. Based on what we saw, hell
Today,
no.
yeah.
Well, you got to remember, for it not to go to a penalty shootout, we need to win by 2 goals.
Yeah. There's
Do we?
no goal out. Yeah.
Oh
well,
yeah, no, sorry,
yeah.
It's
It's not
Yeah,
Champions
there's
League.
there's no
Fucking
away
maths.
goals. If after
No, there's
90
no away
minutes,
goals, no anymore.
Chelsea
No away
goes
goals,
straight to
no.
pens.
No away goals.
I don't
No,
see
but it
Chelsea
goes-
losing again
Is it
though.
semi-finals? Does it go to extra time? Or does it go to penalties still?
No,
I would love it to go straight to penalties. Get that.
no, Surfer. I think they go straight to pens now.
I hope so.
No, I knew in
Only
the
the
early rounds,
final.
but I was wondering whether from the semi-finals.
No, it's
It
only the
goes to-
finals.
Yeah,
think.
I think only.
You
Yeah, I
guys
think
actually
someone told me the other
think
day
we're
only the final goes to extra time.
Extra time. Why does a Mickey Mouse competition have certain extra time in certain rounds and not others? I don't know. But yeah,
I do like it not going to extra time. I do like it going to penalties.
just-
by the way. I'm not like saying I do like
no,
it. Going to...
I think the final. I low key think extra time should be abolished across all football.
Oh, I agree.
But-
If you can't do it in 90 minutes, why do it an extra 30?
Let's do golden goal, man. Golden goal for me, man. Golden goal.
No golden goal.
No, you have to have a time. You have to have a time limit on it. Though, like.
Bring back golden goal, man.
Nah, golden goal's whack. Low key, and it will never happen because the established powers in football don't want it. But there should be no extra time in any knockout tournament.
No, I agree.
Straight to pens. That way, small teams don't have to hold out for 2 hours. They just have to hold out for an hour and a half, and we probably see more freak results.
Yeah.
But the moneymakers in football would never want that. That would never run.
I think we're going to call it there. I'm not going to do a 3.5-hour stream like Marshall does usually. I just don't think there's any need for it. He'll be back tomorrow because you'll get your 3.5-hour dose then. So tune in then. I want to thank everyone for joining in the chat. Keep it peaceful, CNAC and gathering. Like the video, share it, subscribe, join as a member. And like I said, we won the game, so don't remember that. We actually are going out 10 days now. We can ride high that we are not going to 10th for 2 weeks at least, 2.5 weeks at least. We don't play till Liverpool away on the 31st. So for 2.5 weeks, for the first time in over a year, we will not be bottom of the first page of the Premier League. I don't remember the last time that happened. It's been over a year.
We got Liverpool
We'll be at least ninth.
guys.
We'll only be at least ninth at the worst. We will be in single digits. So rejoice. I want you to take photos of it because we might not be there for long.
We're not.
Game, but just enjoy it. And listen, all of us here, whether a Pochettino or out, we all want Poch to be successful because that means our team is successful. Okay, we're not for these agendas that I saw like this week that some Chelsea, I called them Chelsea fans, wanted us to lose, and I just think that's a disgrace. No matter whatever player you dislike or manager you dislike, as soon as they cross that white line as kickoff, you want your team to win. So
Exactly.
no matter what. So if you don't want that, then I really have no time to listen to you whatsoever. And by the way, on a side note, if you don't know what players post on Instagram, don't fucking follow them. Let them do what they fucking want. Philip Mello, or whatever your name is, or whatever your name is. If you don't like it, don't follow them, okay? All right? Because that's another thing. You guys at the fucking game singing with the William Tottenham song during the game, you're a disgrace as well.
Yeah, what if
actually battling?
Can I just say quickly as well, like guys, you know, I just want people to remember we're not, you know, Chelsea FC under Roman Abramovich anymore. You know what I mean? I was seeing people criticizing like the business thing that they were doing. They had like some sort of like Apple movie thing. That was
It's a movie promotion.
Yeah, and I was like, bro, listen, we do realize we're a business now, guys. You know what I mean? Like, I still can't believe people haven't got their heads around it.
Here's an idea: Chelsea pitch owners sign it over so they can build a bigger stadium or move it. Do you know what I mean? So then they won't have to do that, and they can just host NFL games there and make the money that way.
I don't understand why people, when we are in a bad run of form, which has been like the last year and a half, let's be honest.
Yeah.
When this happens, we like to self-sabotage and find things that we pretend to care about, but we don't actually care about.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest, guys. No one gives a fuck that those random white dudes are doing this promotion for this movie. No one cares. We won. That's all that matters. If we had won on Tuesday, would there have been such a storm about this event happening? No. And we can't talk about being a soulless club when we're putting money into a Conor Gallagher display.
Oh,
we can't do this.
Oh,
we cannot do this. Like we pick and choose things to be mad at, right? Hazard doesn't have a statue, which kind of makes me uncomfortable.
Drogba doesn't have a statue. Lampard doesn't have a statue. Czech doesn't have a statue. That's a different story.
Kante doesn't have a banner.
Kante didn't have a banner for ages.
No, he doesn't have one. Like Andrew, he doesn't have one.
What, they got him last season?
No, he's never had one. He's never had a banner at Chelsea.
No, Kante's going to get a permanent banner, but he hasn't had one when he was in the club.
Thiago Silva before Kante. You can. Oh.
Yeah, that happened. That happened, bro. It happened, yeah.
Well, of course, it's the same people I had a debate with about Carvalho, about Thiago. They said Thiago Silva's been better than Carvalho for Chelsea.
Hey, whoever said that, I need to find you, and you need to be IP banned.
They won't like this, Peter, and I said it.
That's the most disgraceful opinion. That is the most disgraceful. That's worse than the Gallagher banner.
Let me just say this, and I think at the time they're here, and I don't care what anyone says, Carvalho was better than Terry.
Hey, look. One day.
The most you know when they talk about underrated, John Obi Mikel and Carvalho are top of that list, and Paulo Ferreira as well. Paulo Ferreira's near the top of the list as well. Back to back right back winning championship player. Right there, Premier League player.
One day soon, guys, we will have that honest conversation about number 26, and we'll have that honest conversation about Carvalho. But today's
and we'll just, you know what, we'll do this. We'll be fair. You know what? We'll just do it under footballing abilities. Okay. Well, you ever think about off the field, because that puts him way down on my list for off the field stuff he's done in the list of legends and stuff like that for obvious reasons. But we'll do it. We'll do it on total footballing abilities. Okay. We'll do it. We might even. I don't know. Last Marshall do like we'll have a whole discussion about underrated and underappreciated Chelsea players. You know what I mean? Like John Obi Mikel, like Carvalho. Carvalho, I tell you what, Carvalho wouldn't survive in this day and age with VAR because he did the dirty tricks. He did the dark arts right there. That one, if VAR was where when that Barcelona game was ran, that goal wouldn't have stood for John Terry because they would have ruled it out because Carvalho yanked the shirt like old school stuff. Carvalho was ace. Anyone who doesn't rate Carvalho, he was a partnership in that with Terry. They conceded 15 goals.
And
He's the reason Gallas left.
Watching football 20 years ago, I do feel bad for you. But I don't even think Thiago Silva would say he is a better center back at Chelsea than Carvalho.
Bro, I don't care what anyone's. And people might sound crazy because it's just a name. I don't think Thiago Silva goes above Gary Cahill.
Hey, you know what? I hate Cahill, so I'm going to disagree with you. I understand the argument.
Thiago Silva not over Gary Cahill.
That's an argument. It's an argument because Gary Cahill's won the Champions League as well. And no hamstrings.
I liked Gary.
He's won an EPL. He's won an EPL too.
Yeah. Like
he's won 2 EPLs.
Yeah. I liked him, but
Europa League too.
I would have to still Thiago Silva.
And this is not a diss on Thiago Silva. It's just the amount of time they're at the club. It's like that's the main. Thiago Silva gets hero worship because he deemed good enough to pick us.
It's his fourth year, right? It's his fourth year at Chelsea.
We picked you, not the other way round. Anyway,
I am glad he picked us as well, though, because
that's fine, and there's no diss.
Last obviously first 3 years, I thought really good, especially the first 2 years.
At Chelsea, not overall. At Chelsea. I want to make that clear. I'm not talking Bolton Cahill against AC Milan.
Thiago Silva was one of the best
I'm talking to Chelsea. If you want to do overall between Carvalho and Thiago Silva, then I'll have a debate with you. Okay, but no, I'll be shameless. I'll do the debate Bolton Cahill against Thiago Silva AC Milan if you want, but it'd be a waste of time. I'll put up a fair fight. You're not going to knock me out. It'll be a points decision. On that one. I'll do that. And you want to talk about the Champions? I'll do it to Champions League. Cahill, no hamstrings, full 120 minutes. Thiago Silva out. Christensen in. Christensen part of it. I'm just saying. Uncomfortable conversations, right? Uncomfortable conversation. I don't remember Cahill having a fear of West Bromwich Albion. Oh no! I just said it out loud. He's got fear of West Bromwich Albion. But anyway, that'll be something to do when there's the next international break or something else or something like that.
We're in the summer break now, isn't it? It's a summer break.
No, we might do one of the midweek ones. No, let's do one of the midweek ones after the transfer window when there's no news. You know what I mean?
This week is.
We've now got a winter break, so so we could do.
We could do that. We could do that midweek.
You have Marshall ideas, eh?
Yeah, underappreciated Chelsea players. Anyway, that's my rant over. Thank you for the guys here. As always, they make this channel go to make the time fly. It doesn't even feel like an hour and 42. Could go on forever, but like I said, I'm sitting in a chair that's uncomfortable and I don't want to do 3 hours at the moment, so it's all good. A stretch. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Have a good one. Rejoice. We're not going to be any lower than 9th for 2.5 weeks. Let's do this. Have a good day.